Hello and welcome to Off Track, powered by Rich Energy. I'm your host, Dave Neal, and this week, something a little bit different. We were down at the Oulton Park Test yesterday for the Bennett's British Superbike Championship Day. At the end of the sessions, myself and our old friend Michael Howarth grabbed a microphone apiece and had a wander up and down pit lane and the back of the garages to see who we could find to bring to your ears. First up is myself and Jack Nixon, before Howie joins us to chat with Josh Owens, Ian Hopcroft, Alan Gardner, Bradley Ray, Ryan Vickers, Tom Sykes and Glenn and Andy Irwin. So a decent mix of people for you to listen to. It's the first time we've done anything like this, and we're interested to hear your thoughts on it. Give us a shout on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Search for Off Track and Off Track Pod. Let us know your thoughts, and if it's a positive response, we'll do it again. If it's a negative response, we still might do it again, because we enjoyed it, and we really hope you do too. Without further ado, over to myself and Howie and the guests at Oulton Park. Enjoy! We're at a really sunny Oulton Park, and it's been the official BSB Test day for 2022, and thankfully I've just managed to catch hold of him before he disappears off home. FHO Racing, Superstock, I was going to say Superstock 1000, we can't say that anymore, can we?
No, you can't anymore.
Pirelli National Superstock rider, Jack Nixon. Welcome back to the show, mate. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. We just had quite a successful day at the Oulton Test. It was always going to be a bit difficult here because it's a bit wild as on any bike, especially a bigger bike. I didn't quite know what to expect, to be honest, but now we've built throughout the day, and by the end of the day we're exactly literally 1.000, so a second off. But yeah, so I think that fills me with a bit more confidence going into the next round. So yeah, I can't complain too much. I mean, we'd like to be obviously closer than that, but yeah, I'm quite good, thank you.
Excellent. So how's the season been so far on the big bike?
Yeah, it's been a learning curve for sure. You know, it was always going to be tricky. There was going to be a lot of things that I had to learn, a lot of things that I had to adjust to as well, especially the team. It's sort of my first ever time working with a sort of team with a big infrastructure like that. So they've been really good with me, and to be honest, it's been great so far. I mean, going into testing, we were just constantly learning more and more, getting a feeling for what I like compared to what Alex likes, obviously finding a direction for myself. And the tests were fairly positive. So obviously Silverstone was a complete washout almost with the wind and everything. So that made it a bit more difficult for us to get any sort of information. But we went into the first round pretty confident anyway, to be honest. And yeah, the first day got off to a bit of a steady start, but you know, by the qualifying day we were constantly in the top 10, which I felt like was at the time something that we couldn't really complain about, because the bike felt good, I felt good, and we were constantly improving. Every time I got on the bike I was learning more. But you know, there was always going to be a lot of unknowns going into the first race, especially at Silverstone. You got tyre wear, for instance, you got fitness on the big bike. You can't actually test it until, like, you can do a race run, but nothing's really like the real thing when you get into a race. So we didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but it actually ended up going quite well. I got a fifth in the first race, struggled with a few false neutrals, which sort of stopped us from getting on the podium, which is unfortunate. But yeah, started off with a fifth. It was really positive, and we were happy with that, and sort of something to build on going into the second day. And actually in the second day we did come sixth, so one position worse than the day before, but there was a few top boys that crashed out in the first race, so we actually sort of, even though it looked a bit worse on paper, it wasn't actually so bad. We made a lot of improvements. We ran at the front for a lot of the second race. I think I was third for about 6 laps, and then had a bit of a coming together with Billy McConnell, which was unfortunate. It pushed me back to 7th, but then made my way back to 4th again and felt really comfortable within the group. And we're at lap record pace as well, which is something that I'm not sure whether I expected it or not. I knew I had confidence in myself. I knew I had confidence in the team, but we weren't quite sure how long it was going to take me to get up to speed. So a really nice surprise, especially on the first race weekend. I think hopefully a lot of people sort of saw that as well and noticed that, and saw how we were at the front. But yeah, I think the start of the season has been really positive so far, and we keep building on. Obviously now we come to Oulton Park Test. It's a complete different track, but the season so far has been really positive, and I just want to keep working in the way that we are with the team, keep making steps with the bike, to keep making steps in my riding as well, and just keep making upwards progress. Had a bit of cough there, sorry.
Mate, I'm full of cold, yeah. That's why I'm sort of keeping away from you anyway. What's it been like round here on the big bike? Were you overawed by it? I mean, I know you're a very You're a very intelligent rider. You'll have thought it through before you got here. But what was it like first time around here on the big bike?
Well, probably the only way to describe it is wild, really. I mean, it's mental. There's so many undulations, especially you come somewhere like Silverstone. It's flat, it's open, lots of runoff. You come straight to here, it's a complete polar opposite. The first session, definitely a bit of an eye-opener. And also really busy on track. There was 52 riders, actually. So difficult to get any clear laps. So it was also with the 600s in there. It's like you sometimes get dragged into riding the same way as they do. But I think, to be honest, considering that, I think we did a really good job. The bike was really not to how I liked it at the start of the day, and we actually didn't have my crew chief with us today, so always a bit tricky in that sense. But thankfully, the boys in the Superbike team sort of stepped down and helped us a little bit. So we made some good progress with the bike and sort of made it a lot easier to ride, made it a bit more user-friendly for me, so I could sort of get my head around it a lot easier. And I think from the start of the session, where I started the first session at the beginning of the day, I was a bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say concerned, but it was almost like I was wondering, how am I going to go fast around this place? So to sort of fast forward to the end of the day and be exactly a second off, I don't think we can complain, because we have a lot more room for improvement. We have to improve the bike a lot more, especially when my crew chief Lewis is at the actual race next weekend. I think we can definitely make another step with the bike and another step with my riding, which is the main thing. So despite it being a bit wild this morning of feeling like everything was a bit out of sync, to be honest, I think throughout the day we've bedded in really nicely, and it's positive going onto next weekend, because there's obviously clear room for improvement. I don't feel like I'm at my limit. I don't feel like the bike's at its limit, so that's always a positive way to sort of head into a race weekend.
I think that's fantastic, and you've taken a couple of questions away that I was going to ask you anyway, so you've done great. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you head off, because you've got a long drive back down south now, haven't you?
Yeah,
down to Kent as well.
About 5 hours. So
5 hours worth of driving. Then
it's the only problem with living down south, isn't it, really?
I'll stick to being in the north, mate. I'm an hour and 10 minutes away from this one.
Don't rub it in.
No, you can get your own back at Brands Hatch. But no, what a great first opening weekend for you, and for the test as well. So Jack Nixon, FHO Racing BMW. Congratulations, mate. We'll see you in a week's time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Jack. Yeah,
10-4, rubber dick, over.
He's back. Right.
Wrong.
Everybody's packing up, Michael.
I know, we're a bit late starting this, aren't we?
We are a little bit.
Ian Hutchinson's there. I think you should go and collar him.
He'll not talk to us.
Who won't? Well, would you talk to us?
Oh, she won't talk to us, mate. Shall we go this way first, see if there's anybody about? Anyway, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Welcome to Pit Lane.
Welcome to Pit Lane, yes, with Howie and Dave.
Yeah, the Howie and Dave show comes to Oulton Park Pit Lane. I tell you what, people pack up quickly, don't they?
Don't they? It's amazing how quick you can pack up when you've not got all the stuff that you bring to a full race weekend, like the pit complexes and stuff, isn't it?
Jesus. So we're up at the top garages. McCann's Yamaha, they've all packed away. Oxford Products, Ducati, they packed away. Honda are starting to break things down, but they've got like 75 bikes, so...
Yeah, I was having a good look round the Oxford Products Ducati earlier on, and speaking to one of their mechanics about the changes they've made for this year from last year.
Yeah.
With slightly different subframe from last year, as you can see, because the tank has been lowered and brought further back. If you walk just a little bit closer, if you see at the top of the tank there at the front, there's a carbon thing.
Yep.
Well, the tank used to go all the way to the end there. No, it doesn't. It starts where that finishes and comes right further back, which means they've also been able to tidy up the tail section.
Centre of gravity, stuff like that.
Yep.
Hey, grab that kid next to you as well.
Lower and further back. Let's have a quick word with young Josh here.
Josh Owens, come on in.
What are we doing here?
Hello, mate. Welcome to...
it's a bit live and professional, isn't it?
Well,
I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far.
Are we going to do this is this a new thing? Is it a new occurring thing or what?
We'll do it as often as we can to get you on the show, mate.
Oh, right. I just mean in general.
No, it's just because we're here at the test because we can.
Grab Josh.
Yeah, grab him. Well, we're recording live.
So we're
recording it live. You've been on the podcast before, mate. You know what's going on.
Have you been on a podcast before?
You have.
Have you ever been on a podcast before?
Have I? Yeah.
Do you not watch Billy Bolt?
No.
Oh, you need to watch Billy Bolt.
No, I've never seen it.
The Winders Mechanic. You obviously don't know.
No, it's lost on me. That's lost on me, Josh.
That's a dead swimmer, that one, isn't it? Dead swimmer. Hey, dead swimmer.
Josh Owens, CDH Racing. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. How's the start of the season been?
Yeah, not too bad. We've had some good tests, to be fair. We've got a good feeling with the bike. We've been trying a lot of things really to see, maybe sometimes we've gone in the wrong direction or too far in one direction, but at least then we've learnt about the bike and we know what we can and can't get away with. So yeah, not too bad. Silverstone was like an up and down weekend for me with a few issues, nearly getting took out and stuff like that, and then a few little technical issues with the bike. It just hinders your performance, but no, apart from that, it's still positive. My pace seemed relatively good once I was there. And then we're at sunny Oulton Park today, which has been really good as well.
It's been glorious, hasn't it?
It has, actually. It's been a little bit windy on track, but apart from that, it's been really warm, hasn't it?
It is a little bit cool on this side, but it's that beautiful spring weather.
You've brought me into the shade. Shorts and t-shirts.
I'll tell you what, let's fucking... If you were a bit taller, you'd be in the sunshine.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That is very true. Have you seen a picture of everyone on the grid at BSB?
I was
BSB
there,
photo.
But I've not seen the full-on shot.
If you look at it, I look like I'm stood on the... I'm not like... I think it's Mizuno's in front of me, or one of the boys from Honda, and like he's almost the same height as me, and he's stood on the ground, and I'm on a chair. Honest to God, the whole row, I'm just the lowest. It's ridiculous. There's a video of me pulling up to the grid at Silverstone, and I nearly fall over on the grid because I can't put my foot down fast enough.
It's like Danny Pedrosa. You look like Danny Pedrosa. He couldn't put his feet down either.
It's just I haven't got the tan to go with it.
No, that is true. So how's it been today, mate?
Yeah, been good today. We
local circuit?
Yeah, it's local track. I haven't actually ridden here this year. Track days are too expensive. Just can't justify spending the money. I'm too tight. Float on water, they say. But yeah, no, it's been good today. It's been good to get back at Oulton Park. As always, it's a tough track, but once you start getting it nailed and learning how to ride it, it becomes fun. If once you've mastered it, it's a good feeling. But yeah, it's been a good day. We've tried a few things with the bike where we were struggling last year as such. We've seen to have, where we were hitting a wall, we've not, today we've found a setting with the bike that seems to make us skip past that and be able to move forward. So yeah, looking forward to the bank holiday weekend next weekend and get some racing going.
Excellent. We'll look forward to catching here in a couple of...
I'll hand this expensive mic over.
Yeah, gently.
Oh, Nick it.
Thanks a lot, Josh Owens. We'll see you in 10 days' time. Sorry, mate.
That's not the cliche, is it? So... I was just looking then. Ian Hopcroft was around from Oxford Products Ducati. Steve Wolfmore stood over there. But yes, what I was saying about the bike was that they've made a few changes to bring the centre of gravity lower and further back. Tommy says it felt good today. He liked it. I remember what he did last year here, the second time round, when he was 10 seconds off into the distance. And they've also got 3 different specs of engine that they bring to each round to try, because obviously once your gearbox ratios are set for the season, that's set, so they've got things where they've got a slightly stronger engine, slightly weaker engine. It was quite interesting talking to him, really.
What, more interesting than talking to me?
Well, yes, but that's not hard, is it?
Remember who gives you the platform to do this?
Yes, I do. I apologise. Right, let's just have a walk through, and we'll just.
Shall we have a walk through?
Let's see if we can just grab hold of Ian for a second. He stood there. Look how trendy he is with them big glasses on that don't fit him. Yes. Yeah, so here we are with Ian. Obviously Tommy's disappeared, so you're going to have to do as second best.
Second best?
Second best.
Well,
my favourite, but he said second best.
Oh.
Yes. So with Tommy not being here, and I came and spoke to you earlier, you told me a few things about the bike for this year. You've made some changes from last time you was here.
Yes.
How did Tommy finish up?
Really well, very positive. We didn't throw a tyre at it and go for a lap. We wanted to concentrate on our pace for next week and make him feel comfortable. Everybody seemed to come in and throw a tyre at it, go fast. We just didn't want to. He's got next weekend to do that.
Yeah. And after what he did last time he was here,
exactly.
He's nothing to prove, has he?
No, we've got more to gain from checking out our race pace and making it easier for him to do that again, rather than worrying about one lap.
Did he say the changes that you told me about earlier with the new tank, etc., have made a more positive step for the race?
I think it's given us more adjustability. I think we've reached the point where we were at last year with our flexibility to be able to change certain things with weight, basically. And this has definitely helped with that.
Awesome. Right, well, we'll let you carry on packing up and get home, because you've a long, long way to go. You haven't you, obviously?
I might even stop for a Greggs on the way back.
Stop at my house, I'll get the kettle on, boy.
If you need a Greggs. Thanks, Ian. Let's have a walk through, and I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a quick word with Alan Gardner.
Alan Gardner? Who's he?
Who's Alan Gardner?
He's your boss.
He's my gaffer.
He's your boss.
Interrupt. We're just deep in conversation at the minute. Have you got a minute?
What do you want, Dave?
I want to talk to you.
Okay. Have I got to hold that?
Alan Gardner.
Hello, David. How are you?
I'm all right, Alan. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Alan Gardner, team boss.
So they say.
So they say.
Yeah.
Rich Energy,
General
OMG
Dog's
Racing,
body.
Yamaha.
Water boy, as Holly calls me.
Well, yeah, you make a decent water boy, let's be fair. Mate, what a great start to the season.
Yeah. What else do you want me to say? Yes, it is.
From your point of view, how much was it expected from the switch to Yamaha?
Obviously, looking at the Yamaha from last year, we're expecting it to do well. We're building bikes, not buying bikes, as some people think. So you never know whether, are the magicians down at McCann's? Can I just...
Yes.
So, yeah, the fact that we're building them as well, I'll leave it at that, as they did and do, is good.
Yeah.
Great results at Silverstone. Unfortunate with Brad crashing out in race 2. I think he had the win in the bag there, so he should have been 25 points ahead of where he is now, which also would have chipped a little bit away at Glen and da-da-da-da-da. And then testing here today, I mean, it's only testing, but then we're not doing everything we can do, and nor is anybody else. So it's a little bit skewed. However, in the last session, Brad's come away 0.4 ahead of anybody else. Kyle in P5 at what is his least favourite track. So yeah, I'm happy.
I had the thought before the weekend that if both boys came out in the top 6, that would be, for me, knowing what they're like around the circuit, I thought that would be an excellent result. So to have P1 and P5, I think is fantastic.
Agreed. I don't know what else you want me to say now.
To have Brad Ray P1 in the 133s, that's backed up his pace through pre-season testing and through the race. What are you expecting from him at Oulton Park in 10 days' time?
Well, when he's just come back in now, I was talking to Brad and his crew chief, and they reckon they've got 4 or 5 things that they want to change still, because they're not where they wanted to be. I obviously want them to be P1. I think they want to be P1 a little bit further ahead. So I'm buoyed by the fact that we haven't done everything that we could. There's more to come. They all know that there's more to come. And then we'll go and find it before we get here next week. So fingers crossed. We'll have a nice weekend. See what the weather's like.
Hopefully it'll be a little bit like this.
Hopefully.
And great for Kyle as well. On the circuit that he admits that he's not one of his favourites.
No, it's his least favourite. He doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it at all. Trying to play it down a little bit, but no, it is his least favourite circuit. But to do the lap time that he did, far and away above anything he did last year or the year before, he's in great shape, it seems.
Absolutely. Mentally, he's back where he should be. He's such a talented rider. When he's on song, he's basically not beatable when he's on song. So he's come in good form. He likes the Yamaha. He feels comfortable on the Yamaha. And all his guys, he loves my 600. He loves an R1. He'll ride this. It just suits the way he likes to ride. So I think that's helped him feel better, about what he's doing. And he's quick because of that.
Wonderful. Well, we'll look forward to seeing how we get on in sort of 9 days' time.
Absolutely.
And fingers crossed.
Thanks, Dave. Can
Alan
I go
Gardner,
now?
thanks very much.
Bye.
Just see if Dave's going to get off. Let's see if we can just have a quick... And
Just about to go on.
Yes, you were.
just a quick chat on the microphone, mate.
No camera?
No cameras.
Oh, lovely.
No cameras, just audio.
Lovely stuff. Go on in.
Bradley Ray, Rich Energy OMG Racing Yamaha, fastest in the Oulton Park test. Congratulations, mate. How was it?
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's been a good day, to be fair. We've been working through quite a lot with the bike. Obviously, we've only rode the bike at sort of flattish tracks like Silverstone and Snetterton, so nice to come here, which is like a quite short, quite a narrow up and down track. So yeah, we changed a few things on the bike and finding our feet a little bit with it. So it's coming together. Obviously, there's a good lap time at the end, but we've still got a bit of work to do for the overall package, I think. But yeah, overall really happy to come out fastest and obviously feel comfortable on the bike straight away around here.
And apart from the incident in race 2 that's been well covered, race 1 and race 3 at Silverstone, fantastic. 2 podiums, great start to the season, and a big smile on your face.
Yeah, if you look back, obviously 12 months ago when we started round 1, we didn't really have a lot of points on the board, and we definitely didn't have many trophies last year. So it's nice to start round 1, obviously on the box, and be fighting for the win. Obviously, yeah, race 2 was unlucky on Sunday, but yeah, nice to. For me, the biggest bit was bouncing back in race 3 and being able to fight through the pack and get up to second and come out on the podium. So really happy and looking forward to starting round 2 at Oulton next week.
Not without a couple of moments in race 3.
Well, exactly. Yeah, we had a few. I really wanted that one, that's for sure. I gave it everything in that race, and it obviously showed a little bit. But no, that's part of racing, isn't it? You got to dig in, and if you want to be on the podium, you got to fight hard. So yeah, no, we gave it everything in that race.
We've already matched the podium count from last season.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's we've got obviously 30 races to go, so hopefully we can better that by quite a bit. Yeah, but no, just overall generally happy in the team with the bike and myself. So yeah, just rolling on to the next one now.
Mega. You've got a long journey home, Brad. Thanks for your time, mate.
No drama. Thank you very much.
We'll see you here in 9 days' time.
Yeah, spot on. See you in a bit.
Mate.
Cheers. Oh stuff. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Have a good one.
Shall we keep walking?
Me walk, I'll hobble, should I? limp drag.
Old Sniper's nightmare next to me. Who else are you looking for? Brian Vickers.
Brian Vickers. Let's get Brian Vickers in.
You can chat to Ryan Vickers on this one.
No, it's all right.
It's your turn, mate. No, it's your turn.
No.
It's your turn.
All right then.
Ryan Vickers.
How's it going?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, all good, thank you. All good.
Look at that. You can hold microphone yourself, Go on. You don't have to stand there that cool. There we go. So I was down watching at Silverstone last weekend. Looked like a fairly up and down weekend for you in some respects. Some sessions you were flying, then others you looked like you were struggling a bit, like you were trying to find your way. I know it's a bit of a finicky circuit, but you've come today and seem to be making a lot of progress.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Silverstone is one of them. You're saying up and down weekend. It was in terms of results.
Yeah.
But actually our times are very consistently the same. It was always around the same ballpark, but just when everybody else got that little bit extra, we struggled to find that bit. But the bike's never been great with the hard tyre. They've always struggled with the hard tyre.
Yeah.
So it's never an easy one like that. But coming here, we're back on the SCX tyre, and it's good. I feel at home again. The bike feels good. I'm happy. Struggled a little bit in session 2. We tried a few new parts and stuff like that, and didn't really know a massive amount of the direction. I think we struggled a bit with that for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But we managed to go quicker again in that last session.
The temperature had dropped off slightly towards the end of the day, hadn't it?
It's probably very similar to this morning though.
Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit more relevant to what we tested this morning compared to this evening. So yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm happy. I mean, it's just learning to ride the bike. It's so different to the Kawasaki. It really is. And me going out there, going straight back to habits, of riding what I did like on the Kawasaki, and understanding what I've got to do with this bike to make it go fast. Because there's a lot in me, especially at somewhere like Oulton. It's a place where you can set a bike up, but it is different every lap. So it's very difficult to get a perfect bike set up here. There's a lot in the rider, so I found that in the last session. I worked on a few areas and managed to improve, and I'm happy. I've got a few things that I need to work on for when we come back here for next weekend, and we'll keep improving.
Yeah, that's the good thing, because we're back here so soon that it'll all be fresh in your memory, so you'll be able to kind of hopefully hit the ground running, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to have an experienced teammate, especially on the BMW. Pete's ridden the bike for a lot of years now. And he was fast here today, so it's a good person to overlay data and understand where I need to improve, and that's what it's about. So we're getting there, working well with the team, so we'll just keep chipping away.
Good lad. Right, well, all the best for next weekend, and we'll catch you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Ryan Vickers, thanks, mate. Much appreciated. You're quite good at this. Yeah, like I said.
Well, at least he's honest.
Well, yeah, I know that. I knew damn well he wouldn't.
You're lucky with me you weren't coming to after I had a bad day.
Well, at least he knows you.
See, look at that. That's a boy, innit? Brooks help him pack up.
He's good at that.
Because he's trying to keep his job. Did I say that?
No.
No, I'm only messing. No.
Christian Idden's on the side there.
Yeah, no.
Let's see who else
is. You can go and interview him.
No, I can see. Let's have a look. Let's see what he can do. Let's have a word. See if we can just grab a quick couple of minutes with him. We'll have a walk around and just see if we can. We'll have a shitload of editing to do on this, aren't I?
And you?
Hey?
I was wondering.
No, it's fine. These things happen. We'll just see if we can.
That's doing that,
It's like a Martin Brundle grid walk.
You all right?
It's like a Martin Brundle grid walk, isn't it? It's like trying to just nip in these different places.
I can ask, and I will ask.
I see Tom Bradbury looking across, looking out of the side of his eyes at us. The Hawk Racing PR man. Master of the Afghan squat. He knows it. He's even giving us a demonstration of one. What a great way to do it.
Couldn't have really asked for better conditions today, couldn't
No,
have,
not
to be
at all.
fair.
Fantastic,
I mean, it's been
isn't it?
brilliant since. It's nice
It's still not so bad now, to be fair.
nice to welcome people up north, and it actually be nicer once instead of it peeing it down.
Absolutely it is. There's just people just doing sort of slight debriefs and things like that. I want to just see either that or they're just avoiding us, one of the two, because it's a bit
Probably
much.
avoiding us, to be fair,
It's
yeah.
a bit much coming around and just sticking a microphone up somebody's nose and stuff like that. Darren Fry.
Hello.
Are you busy?
Darren Fry, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Get on with it.
Darren Fry, FS3 Kawasaki. Good afternoon, mate. How are you?
Fair to moderate. It's the packing up bit now, so...
Well, no, I'm trying to keep you away from that for a little
well,
bit.
you just keep talking. 'Cause the lads won't have any excuse otherwise, will they?
No, they won't. Start to the season. How's it been for Rory Skinner and for Lee Jackson?
Yeah, great. To be fair, the lads have worked hard all winter on their own sort of physical fitness with Loughborough, and Nigel got them all involved with that. So that's come on leaps and bounds. And the lads in the workshop have been, well, they've not left a stone unturned, to be fair. It's felt like we were a little bit behind the curve last year. Got a few things that we wanted to address. Kawasaki helped us address them. Plus a lot of our own hard work. You know, Ian and Matt have worked tirelessly. Dan's back with us. He left to get a real job. Couldn't stand that. So so he's back with us, and he's worked his backside off as well. And I'm just really proud of the whole team. It's we're all shattered before the season starts. Just how much there is to do, and it's kind of you almost wish there was a Drive to Survive for BSB, just to show them behind the background in the background what goes on, because the racing's kind of it's what we're all here for, but it's 10% of what goes on.
No question.
And then talking to all the other teams, we like to think we get on with everybody really well, and everybody's worked hard, but to come out and you can see we've made an improvement, it's mega.
Podium at Silverstone with Rory Skinner.
Yep.
Progress for Lee Jackson.
Yep.
That's not a bad start to the season, really.
It's not a bad start. I mean, Lee's always one of those that needs to get a few laps under his belt, get going. Not the greatest, by his own admission, not the greatest tester, but it's good to have another rider pushing you. So I think that's feeding, and they get on well, so they're working in the same direction. And it's great, okay, Rory got a third and Lee got a fourth, but Rory has been fast in testing. Lee takes a while to wind up, but Lee's come here today third fastest. It's mega. I mean, Brad went out and put in a lap from heaven. It was fantastic. And we get on really well with all the OMG guys, and it's mega to see them, because I know how much Alan and all the boys have put into that as well. And Holly, of course. Holly,
of course.
Don't forget Holly. But we're all ready to put the testing behind us now and just get racing. So.
What are your expectations for sort of 9 days' time now? Where do you think you're going to be come the Oulton Park race?
Do you know what? For the first time, the whole time we've been doing this, I've always played down what we're capable of, because a lot of it's setting up and building and infrastructure and all those sort of things. But now, there's no reason why we can't have podiums week in, week out, apart from you boys are rather fast with these yams. But no, I mean, I can't see. There's no reason those boys can't be on the podium. Whether it's the odd podium here or there, consistent podiums, consistent point scoring, etc., etc. We need to be in the shootout, and if you're in the shootout, you need to have podiums to make it worthwhile.
Has the step up in Rory's pace pulled Lee along a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, it's bound to, isn't it?
Just from the team gaffer point of view, is it like, hang on a minute?
If you're competitive, and
nobody's here to just ride round.
Nah, it's never good to see your teammate. It's never good to see your teammate faster. I don't care who you are or what the expectations are. It's the worst feeling in the world. We were doing an endurance race, me and my mate, the other week at Snetterton. And we're a couple of tenths apart, and it just galls you because you're just like, if he's 2 tenths quicker than me, I'm like, right, he's having it, and he's my best mate, and so for the lads, they'll play it down, but you want to beat your teammate.
Of course you do. That's not rule number one of a rider.
So so it's good. I mean, a few years ago, Danny was on his own in the team, and then Lee came along, and nobody really expected to think, and Lee really, kind of knocked out, no offence to Danny, kind of knocked him for 6 a bit because Lee came on really strong. Then kind of the same thing happened, no expectations of Rory, and he came along and was fast. And so I think this year there's that balance, and I think it's going to drag them both on. And like I said to Lee, Lee thrives on confidence, and the confidence comes with laps.
Yeah.
But he's so bloody capable. Rory's so bloody capable. But it's just, it just feels like the year it could come together.
Who's your favourite?
Oh, definitely 100% me.
Darren Fry, thank you so much for joining us, mate. And welcome
you,
to the podcast at last.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you later in the season.
Take care, buddy.
Thanks, Darren. So that was a good one. Ray Stringer, how are you?
No. Oh, come on, Ray. Just quickly, how was Dan after his accident?
Dan's as grand as home, mate. He got away with it. The bike caught the brunt of it.
Yeah, I noticed that the front end was hanging off it when it was brought back.
Yeah, come back in 2 different vans.
2 different postcodes.
He's gone red now. We'll have to let him go. We'll let him go.
Ray Stringer, thanks a lot. Cheers. Well, that's not too bad, is it? What I'll do is just, I think if we stand around here a little bit, we can we'll catch 1 or 2 more people, I think, because if we can.
We would obviously then we were just asking how Dan Linfoot was after he had an off in the in FP2, was it? Second session. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he brought out the red flags at the end of the second session. Yeah.
I think it was at the bottom of the avenue. The front end was snapped off the bike, but luckily Dan was okay. Obviously, I'm sure all this will have come out by the time this goes public.
What, tomorrow morning?
Oh, you're doing it tomorrow morning? Oh well, we better. We might as well say the news.
This is going out tomorrow morning, mate. This is this week's show. It's going to be fresh off the. It's going to be fresh off the presses.
Yeah, well, as I was driving down today, it come up on the internet about Leon Haslam.
Yeah.
Replacing
Lauren Cresson.
Lauren Cresson at Pedicini at Assen. Is that this weekend?
That's this weekend, yeah.
That's this weekend, yeah. So
he's going to leave here and fly straight to Dutchland.
Straight to Dutchland, yeah. He's probably gone now. Otherwise, we might have been able to capture him.
I would have thought so.
For a quick chat, but
you would expect him to be flying out. You'd expect he's flying out on a late flight tonight, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, controversial, but I will say it that today he's only kind of mid-table again. He was struggling at Silverstone. He's got a lot to learn with this new bike. I mean, it's a while since he's been on a Kawasaki. That was 2018. The bike's changed moderately, but the tyres have changed an awful lot to what he had in 2018. And if it was me and his team boss, I wouldn't be going this weekend. I'd be concentrating on my job at hand here and getting up to pace. It's the first time he'll rode on an SCX in Angor at a British track. That he's got so much to take on board, and now he's going to go back to riding a bike with traction control, slightly different tyres, different track. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. But Leon's his own man, and I'd be concentrating on the BSB if it was me.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, to know what to do, because he's come back and the pace has clearly moved on.
Yeah.
From where it was before. I mean, we're testing today, and I think Brad Ray was, I think it was a 10th or so off lap record pace, even in testing. I mean, the conditions have been perfect, but let's be fair, it's one of those where it's not what it was in 2018.
No, it's not. And let's be brutally honest here. That for Leon now, his World Superbike career is kind of done. He's not going to go back for a full season.
At 38 years old, you'd be surprised.
So why,
is
why
he 38?
37, he's around that area.
38.
Come with me, quick.
Oh, I can't run. What are you doing? Howie,
come
this
here.
way.
It's like,
he wants Leon. Cheers, Leon.
How's it going,
Big Tom Sykes, how are you, pal?
All right,
good to see you again.
How are you, Tom? Good to see you.
Could we pester you for 2 minutes?
Yeah.
It's
in front of a truck, so there's going to be a load of background noise when this is gone. We'll just walk to the side here, so we're not.
Let's come in this one.
Not getting drowned by daffs.
Tom Sykes, PBM MC Ducati, welcome back to British Superbikes, mate.
Cheers. Yeah, no, nice to be here. Obviously, a bit of an eye-opener. Places like here, Oulton Park. It's probably a bit more extreme than I remember. So just settling in. Just even from myself, we didn't do much to the bike today, and kind of improved. 3 seconds myself. Still need to find a bit more time, but it's just one of those. Understand the bike over the bumps, over the crests, before we take the next jump.
What's the difference? I know it's a completely different manufacturer from what you rode last time to riding now, but the difference with the electronics and being back at Oulton Park after so long, what's it felt like riding around?
Yeah, completely different. I mean, I've had a couple of little chats, and the biggest thing for me is in World Championship you've got obviously quite smooth circuits, long corners, 5th gear corners, 4th gear corners, high speed. I mean, you get a lot of lean angle, you feel the chassis flexing, you feel the tyres deforming, you're finding that that kind of fine balance between all or nothing. And there you really take the maximum from in my opinion, the complete package, bike rider, etc. Whereas here, I've just been reminded that a little bit more commitment gets you more out of the job. Yeah.
Howie, come on into the conversation.
Well,
you can have some now.
Struggling round here, to be quite honest, because I think the last time that you were in British Championship, the Rizla Suzuki, he knocked me off at Croft. In qualifying, sent me straight on at turn 1, and then bullied the life out of me round here at Oulton Park.
Because he's quicker than you.
Quicker. I'm morbidly challenged because I'm fat.
No, you went all right. You went well, but no, yeah. I was just thinking back. I mean, and that day I think I got a double here on the Rizla Suzuki, and if I remember rightly, it was slightly damp, and we're still doing 36s back then on the slightly damp circuit. So yeah, there's more to come, but like I said, it's quite interesting coming to somewhere like here after 13 years on the world stage, and just slowly building up to the characteristics of Oulton Park.
Yeah. It's still a roller coaster, isn't it? And the talent in BSB now is as strong as it's ever been from when you and Cal left.
Yeah,
we've got a real upsurge in the youngsters coming through, kind of taking over.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen it firsthand now. There's definitely talent there, and just being in and amongst some of the boys on track, they are getting stuck in, so fair play. And it's just, even for myself, every day is a school day, and just trying to learn. And today I was trying to find a bit of clear track, and at one stage I thought, you know what, shall I try and jump on the back of somebody? But in the end I just thought, no, not ready for that yet. Let me just understand a few more of the kind of limitations and go from there.
It's not quite the place to do it, is it?
Yes and no, okay. but not on a one-day test with no prizes yet.
Brilliant. I'll tell you what, we'll look forward to seeing you back here in sort of 9 days' time, see how you get on. Tom Sykes, PBM MCE Ducati, thanks for joining us.
Always. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Well, that was an unexpected surprise.
What, Tom?
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, good with that one, mate. Let's go and get the Irwins.
Glenn just gave us the V-sign before when I said come and give us 30 seconds, so we'll see what he says. It probably will be an Irish expletive. But we'll see if we can collar him for just 1 second.
But if both of them are here, we could be here for a while.
Have to go in second quickest today.
I'll only do it if he does it at the same time. No, Andrew, stay. Andy.
You don't like talking.
Andrew, man up. There he'll stay. Look.
Andrew Irwin, come on.
Andy, just stay.
We're not even videoing it.
We're getting a Frankie and Benny's in the airport. We'll talk about that.
There's a Frankie and Benny's in Liverpool.
Yeah, there is.
On the right hand side before the duty free.
Yeah, there is. I've been in it before.
It's definitely shut because we've been eating that shit restaurant.
They shut down.
An Indian sounds better.
An Indian is a curry.
Well, I know, but that's what I mean, isn't it? English people call it a curry.
I know.
Andrew,
Debrief between the Owens.
debrief between the two Irwin boys. I'll tell you what, let's have a quick chat with Glenn first. Glenn Irwin, triple winner at Silverstone, Honda Racing.
Tell me that again. That was good crack.
Triple winner at Honda.
No, it was good. The bike was working good. It's been documented, struggled through testing and whatever else. Injury, crash, a few sort of technical things. Not Honda sort of related, just little teething issues. Saturday morning, that all came together. Done my Q lap at Silverstone, and then I knew with the pace that lap was that you can extract time away from that, and you've still a good race pace. So yeah, look here. Was what it was. I don't want to go on about it, but there were 3 different races. One was pressure from the front, one was come through, and one was leading with a little bit of a gap. Which it's probably the hardest. Boring's the wrong word, but it gets a bit mundane. You have to stop reading your pit board. So here. Now we're at Oulton. It's a different scenario.
And so how's it been today?
Well, it's been good. Like, this is probably our bike's most difficult track here in Brands. Undulations have always affected the Honda, and it's continuing to do that, but less wheelie in some areas, still as much wheelie in other areas, but we have something's improved. Can't quite put my finger on it. Made a good chassis change, which something that the SCX of last year we couldn't really do, but I feel tyre is feeling different this year in a positive way for us. So at the end of the day, tried to go fast and went fast, so it was good, but it's only testing. It means absolutely jack shit, to be truthfully honest. I'm just more thinking, no, we're going for food tonight. And another good day. Andy's going well too. I know he was on a good lap and near went to the moon and stuff, so his lap should have been quite a bit better as well. So 2 of us are enjoying riding this year, and it's good crack, Andy, isn't it? We've both made a step, that's what I like.
It's a good thing.
He's happy, I'm happy.
We'll look forward to seeing you back here in 9 days' time. Glenn Irwin, thank you very much.
Speaking of good food though, next Friday, I live 20 minutes from here now. I'm having a barbecue and I'm cooking, and you've seen my food, so if you want to come over for an hour or two next Friday after you've set up.
I've been to your house before, and I'm probably not going to bed this Sunday night.
You know the score. Andrew Irwin, let's have a look. How are you? Synetic BMW, welcome to Off Track for your first time.
Absolutely buzzing to be on Off Track for the first time. I love talking. It's you can tell who talks in our family and who doesn't talk. I'm definitely the one that doesn't talk. But
I'd say the way that Michael Howarth had you up against that van with your arm up your back to come and chat to me, that was something to behold.
Yeah, definitely. I try to do more talking on the track than I do off the track, really. But yeah, no, things are good. We've made a big step this season, I think, from where we've been. We came here to Oulton, I think maybe I ended up 14th or something, but 0.3, 0.4 away from sort of something competitive. We didn't probably do our best lap. I nearly went to the moon, like Glenn says, but yeah, it's testing. We get through some more parts. I think we've improved the package another little bit, and whenever we come here in another week's time, we'll hopefully be not too far away.
How good was it to be on the podium at Silverstone?
Do you know, last year was really difficult, much more difficult than people realise. Whenever it's a high pressure job. When results are difficult, you don't know what you're going to be doing the next season, because the results aren't what the team wants. And to be fair to Philip and everyone at Synetic BMW, they stuck by me, and they've made changes to make me comfier this year. They've brought a much better package to the table, and I feel much happier.
What are your expectations for Oulton Park in the next 10 days?
I think realistic. Oulton's not been my strongest track in the past, but if we can be 3 top 6s again, it's really good. 3 top 8s, stay consistent, then we start to head into tracks that I've been more competitive at in the past. So leave here in another strong frame of mind, and who knows, if the weekend progresses like Silverstone did, there's no reason why we can't be fighting for the podium either.
Excellent. Andrew Irwin, thank you, mate. Go and get your tea.
Cheers, mate.
Much appreciated. He knows the score. End up owing money. There you go. Pick your cable up, you.
Sorry about that.
Pick your cable up.
I'm getting all the best interviews, so stop having a go.
No, we're not doing too bad so far, are we?
Chris Pike over there, old Honda legend.
Absolute Honda legend.
Team managers and etc. from World Superbike days.
Indeed.
So what do you want to do next?
Everybody's packing. Let's have a wander.
We'll have a wander down. See you later, mate.
Let's have a wander down that way.
Cheers, Glenn. I'll catch you in a bit, dude.
Thank you, Glenn. Out. This is good. I like this.
Yeah, we've done quite well to say that everyone had left. Like I say, it's
well, yeah. But it's not been too bad today, has it? Like Brad Ray said, he's had a good strong day, which backs up what he did at Silverstone. Hang on. Whoop, stop.
Let the legend through. All right, Peter.
Peter Clifford, the legend that is, on his way home now. I wonder if we can. Do you think we'll be able to catch Brooksy?
Probably not, because he's busy packing up and he'll be doing something strange. He's one on his own, is that boy?
He is, but it's nice to see him packing up in the back of the truck. That's for sure. He doesn't hang about, does he? I'm trying to see who else. I don't think there'll be too many people about now, to be honest. I think everybody else is fair packed up.
Yeah, I think everybody's just about gone now.
They have. Shall we go through and sit on pit wall instead then?
Yes, let's.
As Liam Gallagher would say, in the sunshine. What did you make of the first round?
Well, to be fair, it got quite a slating on social media for one or two things that Silverstone had done or not done, but that's something to do. But the racing I thought was really interesting. For that place that everyone says is kind of a one-horse track or doesn't really set you up for the rest of the season or show you what's going to happen. But then we've come testing today and people have put that have gone for a time. I think it's been quite a good indicator, to be honest. Like you say, Brad and the youth have gone quite well round here today. Josh Brooks has finally found what looks like a bit of form. He has always gone well round here, but even when he was
traditionally the Ducatis do, don't they? As we were saying, Tommy Bridewell last season was particularly strong on it against Jason. He was one of the few other manufacturers that managed to take it to the McCams pair across the 6 races.
Yeah, I'll go into my phone and we'll have a look at what it kind of ended up today, so we can see where people are. I've been like a real.
You've been a nerd today. I've seen you up and down pit lane.
Full on punter, but I've got some belting pictures of different bits of the bikes.
But you've been like a junior Spolders walking up and down pit lane taking photographs and stuff like that. It's like Spolders, but without the technical knowledge.
Yeah, I might be getting hold of Javier Beltran and selling these pictures back to him. I've got some really intricate stuff and some really good stuff of the Oxford Ducati. Maybe we can post them on Facebook on your page of what we've seen today. But yeah,
and then get banned from the paddock. Brilliant.
Why would we won't get banned? We're allowed to do it. Artistic right? Is it artistic?
Artistic license.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah. So I mean, if this is only session 2, because I haven't got the printout from session 3, but it all looks very much Silverstone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you look at the riders and the times.
That's a great description.
Silverstone.
It looks a bit Silverstone-y.
So I don't. People were saying it's never a reflection on what the season's going to be, and it seems to be that it kind of.
Well, actually, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I hope that in 7 days' time or whatever it is, 6-7 days' time. Or 9 days' time, that the weather's as good as it is.
There you go. That's your combined times.
Yeah, there you go. Bradley from Glen, from Peter Hickman. I think Peter initially went well at Silverstone and then struggled and kind of went off. I was noticing, as we were on about the gearboxes, you have to set the ratios at the start of the season, and it seems that all the BMWs have gone for the same thing, where coming out of turn 1 and people that come to watch the racing, if you're standing anywhere near turn 1 when you come, you'll see that people are coming out in third gear, and halfway down the straight before you go into the avenue, they're changing gear, and the BMWs are having to hold it all the way to get any sort of pace. So they're riding their bike very differently to any other of the other inline 4s that are here. So that'll be interesting on race weekend when the pace really kicks off. Let's say Dan Linfoot had that bit of a spill where he's perfectly fine, so he's got something to come back to and prove to himself.
And the rookies are doing well,
aren't they? Just like Tom Sykes has just said. We said to Tom, there's that much talent now. They can't. You look at the people that are in last place, and you're like, the times they're doing are still magnificent.
Yeah, they are.
They're times that would have put you inside the top 10 5-10 years ago. They really would. Race pace for MD was like 37s, I think, something like 36 37s towards the back end of a race, and they're more than capable of doing that.
Doing that. I spoke to Liam Dells earlier. I just caught him on the way back. The good thing about this place is that everybody has to walk past the back of the garage to go for the pre-session pee.
Yes.
So you managed to catch people ideally on the way back, because on the way there they're all a bit desperate.
Well, I don't know, on the way back, if they shake your hand, you hope they're going to be cleaned up to a wash, don't you?
We're all friends together, are we?
We're all friends together, yeah.
And I said to him, what was it like? He said, it's just so scary for the first session. And it's, you're allowed to admit that, because it's a scary place. When you've only ridden here on a stock 600 and an R6 Yamaha, what was his last one? It was the ZX636 with Big Joe Richardson and JR Performance.
Yeah.
To step up then to a CDH Rapid Kawasaki, or Rapid CDH Kawasaki, should I say, teammate to Josh Owens, who we had on earlier. He said it was just so scary, but then he's kind of relaxed into it, and everything comes up quicker. Your braking markers are further away from the corner that you expect. Your acceleration time is more. You've got to stand the bike up quicker. And as Tom Sykes was saying earlier on, the undulations and as Glenn and Andrew were saying about the undulations, it is the most unique circuit.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and even the jump from a Super Stock 1000 to a Superbike here, it's magnified so much from other circuits because of the bumps and the undulations. You ride round here on a Super Stock 1000 and think, if I got on a Superbike round here, I'd be flying. And then you get on one, and because it's so much stiffer and everything, and there isn't the flex everywhere, they are
different electronics as well.
They are absolute animals round here. Absolute animals. And a lot of the corners as you're coming out of them end up being off camber, so you're losing traction there. So then you're spinning up, and we've noticed that a lot with Tom Sykes, and he's tried 2 or 3 different types of riding positions or styles to come out of corners where he's been laid on the side of the tyre and then it's brought him round, so then he's been trying to stop it and pick it up. So yeah, Tom's got quite a bit to learn for when he comes here in a week's time. He needs dry track time. No doubt. The Saturday practices, as it will be, because of the Bank Holiday weekend, will be imperative for him. He needs a good run and needs to stay on the bike.
One thing that fascinates me about this place is that run down the avenue into Cascades, slightly off camber, bumps through the middle of it, and the way that the superbikes deal with it, and it must be such a compromise on the suspension to deal with that particular part of the track while you're trying to dial it into the likes of Shell Oils and then to Druids and Lodge, your different speed corners. But that little piece of track itself is absolutely mind-blowing, watching how out of shape they get across there. Yeah,
because if you brake just slightly in the wrong place, you upset the bike that much that it just turns into a bucking Bronco. And then when you get it right, if you get all your braking markers right and you go down the avenue nice and smooth, and then you get out on the run towards Island Bend and whatnot, then it becomes really rewarding. But an old rider once told me that you set your bike up for the fastest parts of the track and worry about the slowest parts after. But this place, you can't.
No.
Because it's just how it is. At Donington Park, you set your bike up for the main bit and you don't care about the Melbourne look. But here, you've got to find a compromise for everywhere, because if you set it up for the fastest bits, you're knackered. Because there's too much intricacy everywhere. And if you did it the other way around, so he's a compromise in every single way.
There's more time to be made in the corners, though, in the corner, because there's 3 parts to it: corner entry, mid-corner and corner exit. So if you're going to compromise that, it compromises your whole lap.
Not for someone like me. I used to stop it, turn it and fire it. There were no 3 parts to any corner. Stop, fire. But the thing is, on these superbikes now, it is a little bit like that round here. In certain places, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You can't run any corner speed because you'll end up out on the grass or in trouble because there's bumps mid-corner, so you are better to stop it and turn the corner into a triangle effectively.
What was your favourite part of this place?
My favourite part of this place?
Apart from the drive home. Knowing you got out of it safely.
Well, certainly not the flaming helipad over there, because I used that a few times to get home. Probably coming onto the start-finish straight here. Because it's just a bit of a wild ride. You come into Lodge and then you go down the hill and you click the gear and you're coming over the top and you're fighting to stop it wheeling, or you do get a bit of a wheel if you're trying to show off. And then just as you're kind of getting into your rhythm, before you know it, you're at your braking marker, which is the end of the change of time out there.
Got it.
And it's just all about, but you're like, ooh. And the further into the weekend you go, the later you brake, and the more rewarding it comes to go into turn 1. Because I guarantee for anybody that the first on their out lap, they'll go into turn 1 and you're almost stopped and you're like, what the bloody hell am I doing? No, it's great. I did like Clay Hill and round all the back. The avenue is quite scary. In 2008, I'd qualified really well because it were raining, and I was going from 15th, and I thought I can get to maybe 7th or 8th here, and I broke at the top of the avenue and the front wheel locked up, and I thought I was just taking everybody out, and somehow I managed not to, thank God, because Iggsy had just come and belted me.
Again,
all top 10 riders taken out by Numpty. Coming from Lodge to the top of the avenue is my favourite bit. But that's the problem with this place, as John Kirkham will
absolutely tell you. Top of Clay Hill.
This can bite you. That's the problem with this place. It can bite you.
But it's actually called Tower Bend, that as well, isn't it?
Is it? Where
Is it the Water Tower, sorry. Called the Water Tower. Top of Clay Hill, the little slight left-hander is called Water Tower.
Yeah. Another interesting fact about Oulton Park, which is totally off topic, but
go for it.
Did you know that you can rent lodge? The lodge.
Can you really?
Lodge Corner.
The lodge at Lodge Corner.
It's now a 2-bedroomed
Airbnb thing.
Airbnb type place that you can rent. I would imagine it'll be booked up already, but yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. I never knew that.
Yeah.
You're full of useless information, you aren't you?
It's just popping bugs on the poster. So I'd say useless information.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with that you knew that. Obviously, you've been to the posh ones because it's not on the front of me and the one I've been to. Who's going to win here in a couple of not this weekend, but the weekend after? Who's your money on?
As I'm with someone that is employed by Rich Energy for Rich Energy, I will go Brad Ray 1, Glen Irwin 2.
And 3?
No, Brad 1 race, Glen 2.
Glen's going to win 2 races around here.
Glen 2 races, Brad 1.
That's a bold statement, considering what he just said.
I know what he just said, but that's Glenn. And don't think for 1 second he isn't. What's the term?
Telling the truth.
No, well, what do they call it when you
elaborate it?
No, when you're not going as fast as you should. Sandbanking.
Oh, sandbagging.
Sandbagging. Yeah.
You think he's sandbagging?
Yeah, I think Glenn's got a lot more. I think Glenn's got a lot more around here. You know,
okay.
It didn't look like he was searching for time. Certainly didn't look like he was struggling at any point in the circuit I watched him on today. You know, he was saying to his teammate, is it Neve? Tim Neve? Tom Neve.
Tim's in blue, Tom's in red.
God, oh bloody mighty. Why is all these brothers, they need to do different championships.
They are, one's on a stocker.
I don't know if you noticed that the last part of the last session, Neve went out behind Glenn for a tour.
Yeah.
And when they come back in, I was listening to him talking, and he'd said he was going to go for a lap and then kind of backed out of it because someone was in the way. So I don't think we've seen everything from Glenn today.
Excellent. Tell you what, let's see what comes.
Yep.
Maybe we should have a chat after that.
Yeah, do not come chasing me if you put a bet on and I get it wrong.
Michael Howarth says. Hey, we've been wrong before, kid, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And haven't we, bloody Justin? But that's all part.
We still managed to win. But that's all it is. It's all opinions, isn't it? There's nothing hard and fast. And as Scoop Carter said, expect the unexpected on a regular basis, and we do. You can't predict anything here.
Yeah.
I would never have predicted Glenn getting 3 out of 3 at Silverstone.
No.
So you know.
Yeah, I think you've got. I think Brooksy might sneak a podium.
Yeah.
I think that's a possibility. I think the youth, if he qualifies well, will get a decent. Could podium it as well.
Yeah, car ride. Yeah.
But I just, it's such a hard circuit round here. I know that Carl just.
It's his least favourite. And then where do we go after this? To his most favourite.
His most, Donington Park.
So Donington Park National. After we've been to the Northwest.
It's national. Yes.
It's national layout. Yeah. The GP layouts for the second of the showdown races. That's PBM on the way. Everybody's going home, mate. They're going to shut the gates on us. I think we better wrap this up.
We're going to have to scoot, aren't we?
We're going to wrap this up. 6:25. I'll get this.
I'm going to the gym. That's what I'm doing now.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to take a steady ride home.
How joyful for you. Right.
And your 20-minuter?
Yes, my 20-minuter.
Your 20-minute ride home is going to be mega.
Yeah.
As always, Michael Howarth, thank you so much, mate.
Thank you very much, pal.
A big thank you to Michael Howarth and to all our guests at Oulton Park. We're back there next Friday with a few chats lined up with the likes of Gary Mason, Ben Curry and Joe Sheldon Shaw and his dad. Along with JR Performance as well and their team, a revisit from last season to take in their riders and their prospects for the season. It's going to be a busy time. Hopefully we'll manage to get them all edited and put out because the week after that we head off to the Northwest 200 for a week's road racing in the northwest coast of Ireland. Looking forward to that before we come back for Donington Park and then head off to the TT for a fortnight. Plenty to bring you over the next few weeks and hopefully you'll enjoy listening as much as you have done so far. Thanks for listening, look after each other and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.